What's happening, video world? And to all my video viewers, welcome once again to the channel that's bringing you complete entertainment, all rolled up in one. What channel might that be? Well, I'm glad you thought it. The channel I'm referring to is the one and only one, DJ Belong, right here at DJBelongStudio.com. Yeah, you might say, well, what's so different about this channel? Well, I say to you that the difference is you. Y-O-U. That's right. The difference will be you. Will be you tuning in to keep up with the variety of current topics, including music, sports, domestic and worldwide social events, politics, religion, and relationships, just to mention a few. Check this out. It's all about the 3 E's. Entertaining, enlightening, and of course, educating. Edumacating, as they would say in the hood. Educating you in various ways, all under one umbrella. The umbrella of DJ Belong Studio. Welcome to my show. Show title, What's Really Going On? The show is all about things that you may or may not be aware of. Things that could be, would be, should be of interest to you. That's right. The subject matter will include things that are going on in your community, city, states, country, and around the world. The whole objective, again, is to enlighten, entertain, and educate. Educate, as they would say on the street. Yes, indeed. They say knowledge is power. But guess what? I say let's turn on that switch to that power to empower ourselves with the knowledge to energize our thoughts to help us figure out what's really going on. With that being said, yeah, let's go ahead and transition to get this thing started here. The subject of the day will be the invasion of drones. Yes, indeed, drones. Who should be worried? We all should be worried. We need to know what's really going on. Yes, indeed, we do really need to know what's really going on. And I'm about to get you educated and give you a better idea of what's really going on at this point in time. Now, the thing here is, should we really be worried about drones? And my answer is yes, we should be worried. We should be worried about what's really going on with drones. Are they science fiction or are they science fact? Even though drones do and will have positive benefits, today's conversation will be focused on the hidden and unspoken agenda behind the drones. Let me start by saying it is illegal to fly a drone over private property in the state of Florida. Now, this law prohibits the use of a drone to capture an image of privately owned property or the owner, tenant, landlord, occupant of such properties without consent. Now, how many of us going to give somebody consent to fly a drone over our property? But this is without consent if a reasonable expectation of privacy exists. Now, you know, what is a reasonable expectation of privacy? Listen, ain't nothing reasonable. I want all my privacy, but you know what? In today's time and era, there's no such thing. If you think you got privacy, you better wake up. You better wake up. No privacy going on around here. Not nowadays. Not in this era. Not with all the technology. Yes, indeed. No privacy. But either way, all drone pilots operating commercially in the state of Florida are subject to the FAA Part 107 rule. Now, Miami CBS did a report, and they reported that when you hear the word drone, you probably think about a small unmanned military airplane flying over a battlefield overseas to do surveillance and to drop a few bombs and fire a few missiles. But Did you know that these drones have been in your backyard for years? Yeah, years. Okay. Now, Miami-Dade police actually invited CBS's David Suter to see the machines that have been used to watch over South Floridians. And I mean, I'm saying South Floridians in Florida, but check this out. I don't care where you at in this country. Drones are monitored. They're flying in your neighborhoods. And they're probably right outside your backyard. You just don't even know. Okay. Now, recently, during an exercise in a field on the edge of the Everglades, you know, out there in the glades, Miami-Dade Police Special Response Team prepared as if they were going to war. That's right. I said as if they were going to war. Yeah, that's pretty serious. Now, officers pulled out assault rifles and they loaded up on something that looked like a tank. And the exercise actually had an armed homicide suspect that was fleeing the police. An armed homicide suspect that was fleeing the police. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Okay. No doubt. No doubt. You can imagine it. I'm sure you can. Because you may, if you're fortunate, unfortunate, let's put it this way. Fortunately, if you haven't had to find yourself in that situation, count your blessings on that regards. Okay? Count your blessings on that regard. Now, the subject that was fleeing the police, he stopped the vehicle and took off running, bailed out. Now, keep in mind, the whole thing was an exercise, at least, at least this time it was. Now, from the ground up, it looked very real. They say practice make perfect. The police launched their helicopter to search for above while heavily armed cops, K9 units, and even bomb squad robots swarmed the area around an abandoned building and yelled, "Come out! Hands up!" Then you hear something on the horizon. It wasn't a helicopter, but some sort of machine the size of a wet dry vac, for those that you can imagine. The machine hovered right above the ground. The machine hovering was a drone. Now, Miami-Dade currently have two of them. And the cops, police officers, they call them flying lawnmowers. Flying lawnmowers. Now, is that because they're there to cut some people down, cut you down like grass, or a lawnmower? Are they just loud like a lawnmower? At least that's what they say. The name came from the noise that they produce. It was hovering about 300 feet overhead. Now, according to Sergeant Sanchez, Miami-Dade Police Department, you're going to know when they are there. This thing, he says, is not sneaking up on you. At least that's what they're telling us. Not sneaking up on you? No silent mode? I think that we got a bunch of BS going on there. That's some serious fake news happening. Now, these machines do and will have the ability to creep up on you quietly. Now, drones have been in Miami for 4 years, and most people don't even know about them. Miami-Dade was one of the first departments to be trained using a drone, according to Sergeant Sanchez. Now, right now, you might be wondering just how police are using them. Is Big Brother watching your every move? The answer is yes. They are watching your every move with the surveillance cameras on every street, light, highway, toll, and now the drones in the sky. No, 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 no. That says Sergeant Sanchez. It ain't like that. It ain't that kind of party, so he say. Now, our drone program is strictly for quote unquote emergency type situations. Really? Emergency, okay. Now, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Who do you think is determining what an emergency is? Who do you think it is? It's not me. Not me. Undoubtedly. It's not you. So who is it? Who's determining what's an emergency and what's not? Okay. I think you already got an idea about that. I think you get the point regarding that. But again, more BS. Now cops are supposedly bound by internal policies and procedures to fly drones within an active crime area or scene, just like they're quote unquote bound to treat every citizen with equal necessary or unnecessary force during apprehensions. So when they arrest you, they're bound to do and treat all people equally. Well, guess what? We all know how that usually work out. It's not like we're flying over the city randomly looking for stuff to see what we can see, according to Sergeant Andrew Goin from the Miami-Dade Aviation Unit. Much of that has to do with the FAA and ground rules. I say BS. You know what I'm saying? BS with a capital B, capital S. Okay. Now, according to Sergeant Sanchez, we're check this out. We are not able to fly at night. Can you believe that? You're not able to fly at night. Man, look here. I was born at night, but not last night. You can't tell me no mess like that. You got these things flying around. You're investing in all these to go in and help you reduce quote unquote crime, and now you're telling me you can't fly at night? Well, I tell you what. And they also said we're not able to fly at a greater altitude of 300 feet or any longer distance than line of sight. In other words, they can't fly as far as they can see. In other words, they got to stay within that boundary. Okay? You believe that if you want to. Now, that 300 feet or any longer distance than a line of sight, boy, wouldn't it be nice to know that the police was more known for sticking to all the policies and procedures that govern their actions or lack thereof. Now, the drones carry a camera. They carry a camera. And that particular camera on board can travel and transmit for miles. The pilot would use a pen to fly from a laptop program, and also commanders can feed live video from virtually anywhere that drone sees. Live video, live footage. According to Sergeant Sanchez, it allows the commanders to make decisions from a distance, including while chilling on their living room couch. How about that for you? Now, Miami City ordinance prohibits drones from being equipped with any type of detachable cargo or carrying any type of weapon. That's what they said. Now, my question is, do this apply to the police department? I guess we really, really won't know the answer until one of us gets shot in the back while running from one of these drones. What disguises or distinguishes a drone from a helicopter is that a drone can be brought down to eye level. I'm saying they get brought down to a level where they actually look at you eye to eye. Yeah, they all up in your face, and you won't even know it. Okay? Peekaboo, I see you, as they say. They're able to look inside a building, window or door, to see if anyone has barricaded themselves inside or they're trying to hide. No more hiding, fella. No more hiding people in the closet or under the bed. Don't get me wrong now. Drones do have a valuable practical use depending on which side of the fence you're standing on. And we all know what side of the fence we're standing on. Okay, let's not get that twisted. If you think you're on the wrong, if you think you're on the right side of the fence, again, you need to wake up. Okay. Now, the model drone being used by the Miami-Dade, actually it helped in a response to Japan's nuclear reactor that was submerged by a tsunami back in 2011. I don't know if you remember that. A tsunami actually submerged the nuclear reactor. It was a terrible disaster in Japan. I'm sure you saw the footage if you remember. The tsunami, huge tsunami. Now, the drone flew over active airspace, transmitting the extent of the damage. It is a concept that has more and more agencies across the country considering drones instead of that $4 million helicopter. Now, the drone is much cheaper to operate, no doubt. Also, you're looking at a gallon of fuel versus $500 a fuel flying a helicopter around. Okay. Now, the size is also beneficial, especially for rural law enforcement agencies. It can easily fit in the back of a car or truck, and some say one day this machine may take the place of a road cop. I ain't doubting that. I'm not one lick. I'm not doubting that, not one lick. Okay? We got patrol drones. That's what they're going to be called eventually. Now, as I mentioned to you, they could be beneficial to rural law enforcement agency. It can easily fit in the back of a car or truck. Some say one day this machine will no doubt take the place of a road cop. I think in the future, you would see these types of aircraft probably doing routine patrol over certain areas like the hood, the projects, Overtown, across the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, it may start out with the borders, which is typically an area where it's not very complex. But after that, I think you'll see them flying over large metro areas doing patrols. And we all know what they mean by when they say metro areas. Howard Simon, the executive director of Miami-Dade American Civil Liberties Union, is equally concerned. He asked, what was to prevent the drones from being used to record what goes in a person's backyard? Okay. Not only is the information being recorded, but it's sent back, these images that are being recorded to other people. Now, can you imagine somebody sending you some information that's been recorded in the backyard? Hey, Joe, have you seen what we saw in the person's backyard? What would be the result of the drone spotting something illegal in a person's backyard? It's actually uncharted territory. Now, Simon say the Miami-Dade Commission is asleep at the switch. He said they sleeping on this. Is it a deliberate sleep? More than likely. It's not going unnoticed. They know what the hell is going on. They know what they're doing. They're not asleep. They're trying to put us to sleep, keep us asleep, and the public asleep regarding the drones. Okay? Now, he said they're asleep at the switch by authorizing the use of drones without also enacting restrictions to protect the rights of the people of Miami-Dade County from abuses. Now, he think that it all boils down to who is using it and what they're using it for. That's how it typically works. Who is using it and how can they benefit from it? Okay? It's definitely not, let's put it this way, it's not a general consensus that is for those that are deemed high risk or in a high risk area. It's not for you. Okay? And not for me either. Okay? Now, he's concerned about what they're using information for. He want to know who is the holder of the information that these drones gather. He want to know who's getting the information. Where has this information been downloaded to? Now, in April, Florida became one of the first states in the country to pass a law regulating drones. Police now need a warrant to fly one over someone's house or private property, unless, of course, their life is in danger. Think about that for a sec. All right? Think about that for a sec. They need a warrant, so they say, in order to be able to exercise this type of maneuver. How many times have police acted without a warrant? How many times? Okay. Again, following proper protocol is not necessary how things work out. It's just the beginning of the drone laws. Now, the price of these machines are also dropping, actually. You can get one. Yeah, you can get one for a few $100s, which means any complete stranger can one day be spying on you. Okay? Any complete stranger. Now, FBNL said they're going to use these drones as well as robots to get your power back faster after a hurricane or natural disaster. That's a great idea, I think, according to Michael Dorr, senior drone pilot. He admitted, though, to what was already in the air and that they are already getting ready to launch their newest drone, Percepto Sparrow. Percepto Sparrow. Yeah, these drones also known as a drone in a box. These drones can be strategically positioned at substations, trailers, power plants to help gain the advantage of being able to see from above and identify issues before they happen. Keyword: strategically. Strategically. And we all know, strategically speaking, some strategies are more profound based on, I guess, an environment, a general location, geographical location. Strategies are different. Now, what other areas, locations will people actually be put on that list or already on that list? The list that haven't been disclosed to us, not one bit. Now, the drone is equipped with a thermal camera, and what do thermal cameras do? They detect body heat day or night, especially from strategic locations. I like that word, strategic. Okay. No more hiding in the bushes, fellas. No more hiding in the bushes. Okay. They're coming for you. No more hiding in the bushes. Now, from a storm perspective, they say that when power lines are down, you don't know what might be hot or what might be snakes or gators. Okay, I give them that. In some conditions, I get that. It always gives them the ability to quickly and effectively see what's going on before they send out the crews or the popo. Yeah, they got that option. They can send out the popo and then let the popo come in and clean things up, and then they go in there. Yeah, you know how that goes. Anyway, talk about propaganda, and then of course there's Spot, SPOT, Spot. Now, FBNL, they have what they call a robo dog, not a room dog, but a robo dog, who has a thermal camera and a high resolution camera, allowing workers to see what they couldn't see with the naked eye. So this cat he's got an eye better than 1020 HD or 1080, a new level of high def. Okay. Translation: Night patrols in the hood. Hmm. They can also get into areas that Land Rovers can't get to, like small alleys inside the sky rises in the projects. Yeah, you're gonna run up inside the projects, think you're gonna get away and hide. Guess what? Spot right up on you. He right up on you. Now they're coming in the building to get you. They're coming. They say Spot has been clocked at 35 miles per hour in the 100. 35 in the 100. Now he can spot Usain Bolt. For those of you that know Usain Bolt, one of the best sprinters of all time, they're saying he can spot Usain Bolt 10 and beat him by 10. Okay. Now, for all you brothers out there, even if your name was Jesse Owens, you are not outrunning Spot, especially especially with your pants falling off your ass. Okay. They will send Spot into an area to do what they call a quote unquote an initial assessment, also known as surveillance. Also known as surveillance. Now, instead of putting their people at risk, they can move quickly because RoboDog can get into areas that maybe a human couldn't. A human couldn't squeeze into some of those areas. Now, my question about RoboDog is like any dog. Do he bite? That's my biggest fear of any dog. Do he bite? And we know how the police use dogs from history. We know how they use dogs. We seen more than enough. Our ancestors seen them know more than enough of it. Now they got a robo dog? Wow. Hmm. They done stepped up the game on us. All right. Anyway, they say for now, you won't be seeing Spot anytime soon. That's what they say. That's what they say. But you can guarantee yourself they're going to roll him out there for trial purposes. Okay? They're going to put that robo dog to action. They will roll him out there. So hopefully you don't be the one that actually has robo dog rolled out there on you. Okay? Hopefully you're not the one. Okay. Now, really, they say they're still working out the kinks. They say they're still working out the kinks. So, in closing, I just want to say, are drones science fiction or are they science fact? Science fiction or science fact? Now, just like there are cameras at every street, light, and intersection, there will be a drone in every neighborhood. Now, for some hoods, they are already there. Despite the fake news they have been feeding us, they are already there. Now, keep in mind, make sure you keep an eye on the sky. Make sure you keep an eye on the sky because you never know when that one eye is keeping an eye on you. Okay? You never know. Once again, you have been entertained, enlightened, and educated by the one and only one DJ B Long, aka Bring Along, aka Andera. Now let's check this out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Make sure you hit that notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know that I am on the air live. Love to have your support on. And make sure also, let's not forget, if you like the content, hit them with the thumbs up. Hit them with the thumbs up. Tell a friend, tell them when, tell them then and again where they need to be locking it in, right here on Belong Studio. And guess what? This has been episode 3. This has been episode 3 of what's really going on. And I want you guys to stay tuned for episode 4. Got some pretty good, interesting stuff I'm going to be laying out there for you. And I will be discussing in episode 4 what's really going on with all these major disasters. Not just here in the U.S., but the major disasters that are going on around the world. Okay. Is it an act of nature? Or is it a sign of the times? Depending on who you ask. But either way, we're going to approach both situations and get a perspective on both so we can at least attempt to try to figure out what's really going on. Until then, I am the one and only host and the host for the most, the one and only DJ B Long, in this case, Bingo Long, and I'm out of here.